right, time now for some great food. Breakfast. Great breakfast food. I love breakfast.
Me too. It's one of my favorite meals.
Oh, me too.
Chef Plum is here now to show us a recipe for a great snowy morning breakfast.
Yeah, Chef Plum, take it away.
Perfect.
How are you?
Hello.
What's going on? Hey guys, how are you?
Hey.
I just want to let you know how much I love breakfast. There was a cold pancake in the cafeteria this morning.
I saw that.
And I ate it.
Sprinkles.
Oh.
There was like all these toppings. I don't know how long it was there for, but I did see that. I didn't eat it though because I just didn't know how long it was
I ate it,
there.
Chef. I love breakfast.
That was my next question. How long had it been sitting there? That's
No
terrible
clue.
news. I don't like that.
No clue.
Exactly. It was cold and delicious.
Oh man. Well, you guys have been talking about football all show. I got to tell you, I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm kind of mourning here, but I'm happy we got one more game. So
All right.
good enough for me.
Okay, good. What do you got there?
Listen, I'll tell you, breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day too. I'm doing a whole fasting thing because I am sticking with my whole plan from New Year's. But sausage and gravy and biscuits growing up was a whole thing I had as a kid. My family would make. It was always a great morning when I smelled that cooking throughout the house. I was upstairs, the cooking was downstairs. Amazing. I want to show you how to make that because it's so simple and it's delicious and it's a really, really easy meal to make. So listen, sometimes you think, and I know your producer, Jamie, is like, we don't have gravy for breakfast. What are you talking about? But her husband told her she was wrong. So I feel okay making this for you now. Let me get my pan nice and hot here so I can show you. What you want to do is you want to get, go ahead.
It's very southern.
Very southern.
Well, I'm from Virginia originally, so it makes sense, right?
I lived in Virginia for a while.
So does my clumsiness. Comes from Virginia as well. So I've got my pan here, getting nice and hot. I'm gonna take. You get these little sausages, look like this from the grocery store. It's like a Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. You can use any kind of sausage you want. This is what I like to use. And you take some of this. I'm just gonna squeeze this out, put it right in my pan like this, and take my spatula. Just start to break some of it up. Now I used about half of it here on this one, and we're just gonna break it up because we want to have it in smaller pieces. Now, I literally, my mom couldn't cook her way out of a kid's cooking class, but I'll tell you what, she could make the best sausage gravy ever, which was kind of strange to me. But we break this up into smaller pieces. What we're doing as we break it up into smaller pieces, you guys, we're expanding the surface area, right? You expand the surface area, it shortens the cooking time because that means more of the product you're cooking gets touched by the heat, so it cooks a little bit faster. So if you ever break things up into smaller pieces, it will cook much faster.
Okay.
So here we go. I'm going to break this up. And all we're doing here is going to brown this off, Scott. This isn't rocket science here. Just make it this nice and brown each side. It takes just a couple of seconds to do it. And while it's browning, I got to tell you, my favorite time of the year is a week away. It's Mohegan Sun Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best time of the year. Oh my gosh, Robert Irvine's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be there.
Aron Sanchez. I'll be there. It's such a fun event, you guys. If you haven't got tickets, it's the 27th to the 30th at Mohegan Sun. You got to show your vaccination card or have a recent test, but it's going to be a great event. It's like a big class reunion. We have the best time ever. You got to check it out if you've never been. It's such a fun event. One of the best on the East Coast. It's so fun.
Amazing.
All right, here we go. Browning this up nicely. You can see how it starts to turn brown. And once it starts to turn that brown, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it. It starts to turn that brown on my overhead cam. You can check that out. Get a good shot of that. You can see how it's browning up nicely.
Hold
right
on.
There.
We're still checking. We're still waiting for the
We're getting it.
It didn't come.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
Got it.
Look at that. You can see how it kind of browns up nicely.
Yeah, that's
all
good.
we're looking for there. All I like to do here now is once we're there, is I just throw a little bit of water just to steam it some. And what that's going to do is allow us to pull up those bits that are stuck to the bottom. That's the tasty stuff. We want those in there. So we pull those little bits up. It adds a little bit of steam to the pan, which is absolutely fantastic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add, this is literally the hardest part of this. We're going to add a little bit of flour, this little all-purpose or AP flour to it. I'm adding about a tablespoon and a half. Just sort of slowly mix that in. What that's going to do is form a roux,
I was
right?
going to say roux. I was going to say roux. I knew the word.
Had it. This is the base of the gravy.
Hey. So we get that roux in there, and you can see it starts to kind of clump up, absorb that moisture. Scott, I tell you, your culinary prowess has become undeniable from this program.
I tell you, I got to be honest with you.
I feel like you should be making this.
Maybe
then.
for you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, very good.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Oh, I would love to see that. I'll be there. It'll be great.
Keep going.
So here we go. Like I showed my overhead camera, you can see how it's kind of thickened up a little bit.
Yep.
And now here is what you do. Once it gets to this point, you guys, I'm just going to add about 1.5 cups of milk to it. Like that. And then I add a whole bunch of black pepper because I love black pepper.
Lots of black pepper.
So black pepper, I always use fresh black pepper because if you use the pre-ground stuff from the store, usually if you have to, but if you do, that stuff could have been ground 15 years ago and sitting on the shelf. So you definitely want to use fresh ground black pepper. So there we go. And now we'll start mixing this up. And what happens is as that roux starts to heat up in this milk, it starts to thicken. And that's what we're looking for. You want it to thicken up nicely. Beautiful. Now, while this gets thick here, I want to show you, I've got some toast in the oven. Now, you can make biscuits if you want, of course. Biscuits always work. But if you don't have biscuits, you can have some toast. Let me show you pieces of just white toast. And you want to make it fun, let me move this out the way so I can do my big finish here for you. I take my hands and just break this up like this and put it right on the plate. No rhyme or reason. Doesn't have to be pretty. Big pieces, little pieces, all the pieces is what we're looking for here. Just break that up, put it right on the plate. You can worry about your wife yelling at me for crumbs everywhere later. And then I come back to my gravy here. I'm just gonna spoon some of this right on top. What a delicious, easy breakfast to have on a snowy morning. Yum. This is one of my favorite things. I hope you guys try this at home. Send me a message at Chef Plum on Instagram. I want to see it. This is really a classic, delicious, Southern style biscuits and gravy for a snowy morning like today.
Thank you, Chef. We'll see you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.